So the local index looks set to start to weaker global markets today, with investors still mulling a mixed economic outlook and the prospect of further hefty interest rate hikes. Makwe Masilela is the Chief Investment Officer and founder at Makwe Fund Managers. He joins us now for the latest market moves. A very good morning to you. So give us a sense of how the local index has opened.
Up marginally up, and all at the back of, I think investors are getting some comfort that as much as there's no evidence as yet that inflation is cooling off, and especially after we've seen the UK inflation continue to go up, but markets are getting comfort from the sense that there seems to be sanity prevailing, because central bankers are now starting to acknowledge that it's not wise or there's serious risk if they have to increase interest rates too high or too much, or they have to do the opposite. So they have to strike a balance. You don't have to be too aggressive or too slow. So that kind of sanity will be able to help the markets going forward.
Help us make sense of this, and it's a story we've been carrying throughout the course of the morning. The Financial Sector Conduct Authority ordering the ANC Staff Provident Fund to catch up on 86 million rand arrears and provide monthly updates to the over 500 staff members. We understand that amount is at some 10 million rand a month.
It's very worrisome, because this thing started since November 2018, when the guys, the Provident staff members, had to go and report them to the FSCA, and they reported them, I think, in January, because since November 2018 to December 2019, there were no contributions that were paid over. But since then, the ANC has not managed to do what they're supposed to do right, and we're saying it's worrisome because they should be leading by example, and anyway, it's an obligation to be able to pay all those contributions. It's not a right or some sort of thing. We are obliged to do that, especially if we have deducted that amount. And as we know that as the trustees, half of the trustees are from the employer side and half are from the employee side. So jointly they are liable and responsible to make sure that things get to run smooth. And of more concern as well, we also have some death benefits which are not yet paid, because the ANC as the employer has not been able to pay the insurance premium. So that's also more of a concern going forward. And if the guys currently are failing to pay salaries, you start to wonder whether they will be able to contribute to those areas to try to make sure that they catch up.
Absolutely. Want to watch that. In company news, Xiro Resources has published its interim results. How have they fared?
Very well, exceptional good of set of results, and all because of high volumes and high prices. We know that there's been huge demand when it comes to affordable energy, since this whole issue of Russia and Ukraine made sure that people have to secure their energy, and as we know that crisis led to the likes of thermal coal to be more in demand, and that also helped them as Xiro to offset the low income that they've been receiving from their 21% stake in their Session iron ore, and also they managed to do this kind of results given that there have been some logistic issues from Transnet. As a result, we've seen that the coal export fell by almost 40%, but the guys still managed to do best. Revenue up 48%, headline earnings per share up 26%, but their interim dividend is down 23%. And yes, coal prices will still be at elevated level for 2022, but they might decline in 2023, but even after declining, they should still be above the 5-year average.
Right. Grindrod also posted its business review and trading statement update. Do we have happy shareholders there?
Definitely we do, a nice turnaround, and the guys, they were underpinned, number one, by strong commodity markets, and also high interest rate managed to help the bank. If you look at their port and terminal, earnings growth expected to be more than 100%, because the volumes that they handled managed to increase. And if you look at logistics, yes, we've seen that the flooding made some serious damage when it comes to the infrastructure of almost 51.4 million rands, but they've got enough insurance cover, and that money will be used to replace the damaged infrastructure. The bank as well benefiting from high interest rates, and then as we know that the talks to sell that to African Bank for 1.5 billion is ongoing, and the guys, as a result, they expect their profits as headline earnings per share to increase by more than 100%. To be precise, they're looking at an increase of around 8,800%.
Makwe Masilela, Chief Investment Officer and founder of Makwe Fund Managers. Thank you.